TV, cinema, theatre, teaching. Just when you thought he's done it all, he makes himself an author too. Yes, we're talking about the immensely talented man, Anupam Kher. Hello, sir.
Right.
Congratulations on being named as one of the top 5 actors in Asia by the Hollywood Reporter. So my first question would be, you've done TV, television, theatre, cinema, you own your own production company, you have your film schools. How does one achieve so much in so little time?
My grandfather used to say that a busy man has time for everything. If you want to do something and you enjoy doing that, then you take out time. I think it's very important to do so many things. It's also happens when you get to know yourself a little better. Then you know that, okay, these are the things that I want to work on. These are the things I want to do, and that's happens. I love life. I'm passionate about life. I'm passionate about whatever I do. I'm passionate about meeting people, knowing them. So when you are like that, then everything that you do it with a certain amount of passion involved in it. Whether it's writing I did for the first time, but whether it's acting, working for children, or running an acting school, it's how you look at life.
So, but what made you write a book on self-help when it could have reached a wider audience through film?
I think book is in 10 months, it's in 10th edition. It couldn't have been wider than this. But my cinema, my movies reached to a wider audience, and I did not think that I will write a book. It happened that I did a play based on my failures called Kuch Bhi Ho Sakta Hai, which is an ultimate presentation on optimism, and that's how I started getting called for speaking as a motivational speaker at one of the best or most of the universities and forums, and so I was talking about failure, and I was celebrating failure over there. And then the Hay House publisher, Mr. Ashok Chopra, said, "Why don't you write about it?" And I told him that I have never written in my life. He said, "Write what you speak." And it happened. It took me one year of writing at random places, airport lounges, aircrafts, sitting in the car, recording my thoughts. And because my reference point of writing a book was my life. So when you drive from reality and when you drive from life, then it's easier for you to pen them down. You just don't have to concentrate on writing some very great English or something like that. And it happened. I think the success of the book is because it does not dwarf the reader of some very intelligent things. People know that what I have written is what they already know, but when you read it as somebody else having written it, then it becomes easy for them to sort of say, "Oh, I know this." That's it. It just happened.
But what if a person is trying to change themselves, chooses to change himself, even if it's for the better? How do you think the society perceives it?
When you want to change yourself, you don't have to look at society. You live life because you want to live a certain life. Means as long as you are not changing the basic norms of being in a society, means you are not being indecent or something like that. We need to learn to live for ourselves. We need to live for what makes us comfortable. This whole business of wanting to live for what people will think and how people will manipulate you, it's redundant. It's not important at all. It's not important what people think of you. What you think of yourself, that's more important.
There are people who want closure and there are people who don't want closure. But what if their lives are interconnected? So how do the people go about, like, who want closure in their lives?
Depends on closure from what? Closure from past problems, closure from what life has given you in terms of trauma, in terms of tragedy, the tragedy of life, or failures of life, or loss of life. Is a happening. Means I try every day. I try and sort of deal with my father's passing away. I still have his photograph on my phone, and today is his 8 months since he has gone, but I don't want a closure. It's difficult. Difficult to change this picture because I feel I will feel guilty if I change his picture. So what are you looking at the closure for? There is no need to look for a closure. Technically, closure will change you, but it does not change you in reality. You never get a closure. You learn to deal with the problem. You learn to deal with a certain bad experience of life. But that does not go away. Memories have no timetable. Memories, good, bad, indifferent memories come any time in your life. You have to confront them. You have to live with them rather than avoid them, rather than think, I am not going to think. It's not possible. Thinking is not in your control. Means while I'm talking to you, I'm thinking of what will happen day after tomorrow. So I'm dealing with it. It's only when you try to sort of deal with it with a escape that it bothers you.
So coming to a lighter note, out of the many roles that you've played, which one of those reflects your personality the most?
Maybe when you ask me this question after 30 years, I'll be able to answer that.
But any actor, any artist that you haven't worked with and you really want to work with?
My ultimate actor was that I had not even met was Robert De Niro, and life gave me an opportunity to share a frame with him. I've done a film with Robert De Niro called Silver Linings Playbook, David Russell's film, which is releasing on 12th of November. And I don't think there is a better actor than him yet. But of course, there are so many actors that I admire. I admire Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman, Jack Nicholson, DiCaprio. I would like to work with most of them. When you work with people you admire, and when you work with people you do not know, you tend to give your best because you want to be on the same level, if not a little higher than that.
Is there any role in the Indian cinema you wished you had played and you think you would have played it better than the person who actually played it?
I don't think I would have played better or something like that, but maybe differently. Yeah, I don't know. I don't look at life like that. I don't look at life in ifs and buts. I just do it. I don't believe in regrets. I don't believe in changing in terms of that if I had done. I don't look at life at a competitive nature. Maybe now, maybe 10 years back, if you had asked me a question, I would have rattled off 7-8 roles at least. But at this stage, I'm very comfortable with myself.
Which is your favorite book, and who is the person who has motivated you the most in your life?
When I was going through tough times, when I was wanting to be an actor at the drama school, etc., etc., there was a book called Lust for Life by Vincent van Gogh's life story. I think that played a very important role in my life. There's another book by Nikolai Ostrovsky called How the Steel Was Tempered. Otherwise, anything that you read motivates you, except I don't like science fiction or science books or something like that. But anything that I read, from Mayapuri to Time magazine, there is something to learn from.
Can we expect more books from you in the future then?
I have no idea. Means I wish I could give you an idea. I did not plan my first book, but I am tempted to write it. I am tempted to be again called an author. This is one thing that I had never thought that I will be referred as. And I never thought that I'll be invited to international book fairs and international film book festivals. I like this role. I feel very happy with it. So if something comes up my life, it has to be about life. Or maybe if I ever write a book on acting, because I run an acting school, I will do that. But at this stage, the only book that comes to my mind is the lessons I learned from my father unknowingly. That's what I think. I want to write something about my father.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you.
Same talk.